Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gray Area Design Podcast, episode 11. Today, we're going to talk about when to break the mold and when to stay safe in design. And this really came up when I was working on a branding and website project recently. And the client wanted to go big and bold to the max. But when you looked at the industry, um, it had a very good reason to kind of stay within the mold that it was. And so I wanted to break down in more detail, like when you make that decision to just go outside of what everyone else is doing and when is a good idea to kind of stay within what's going on. So I am Taylor D. Lewis. I am a 5-star Fiverr designer and I work on web design, email design, and branding for your business to be unforgettable and to connect with your audiences. I also own Launch House Co., which does all of that. So let's hop right in. So today, I thought we would do things a little bit differently. I wanted to go through some written briefs together, and then we can kind of pick a brief that we want to do and then decide whether we're going to do an email or a brand board for it, or maybe some social media graphics. Who knows? We'll see what happens, but these are not written by me. These are written by complete strangers. And so I thought it would be kind of fun instead of, me going through and picking a design or a brand that already exists. We just kind of go through some briefs together for today's practice. So let's go ahead and I will share my screen. And we can start looking at some briefs together. So this is kind of a website. It's called fakeclients.com, and it does written briefs for, logo design, illustration, UX, UI, web design, graphic design, and writing. It's a really great way for you to practice your design skills. Or if you're a copywriter, it's really great. So let's see. Let's do graphic design. And it looks like we really can only go through Jennifer's. So maybe what if we let's just do everything and then we'll just kind of make it how we want it. So we have this one is a logo. This is graphic. Let's put Jennifer's Heaven. Let's see. UI, web. Let's see. Let's look at these. So we have Jennifer's Heaven. So my name is Malcolm. I'm the co-owner of a floristry company, Jennifer's Heaven. We are currently looking for new ways to expand our business. We first want to find new potential investors and get a little bit more status within the floral business. In order to do so, we need to elevate the image of our company and with that, redesign our business card. Okay, that sounds fun. Our current card is quite old and designed by me. And I am by no means a designer. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times I have got this exact sentence from someone. I love that. Okay, therefore, we love someone who's self-aware. Therefore, we are currently seeking out help with the design and getting it professionally done by someone who's more specialized than me this time. We would like it to be clear that we are floristry while maintaining a professional look. We do not want it to be overly colorful and childish, since we are a bit more high-end compared to other florists. Oh, interesting. Okay. We want the card to, of course, say Jennifer's Heaven, but also our phone number, our email. Most of the design choices are completely up to you. However, it'd be nice, though, to give the card a bit of a heavenly look since it is a nice play on the business name. For that same reason, we also like rounded edges to make it more like a cloud. Interesting. Okay, so we have a business card we could design. Let's see, what's this? Freshly dropped. All right, a food service that delivers freshly picked meal boxes for you to prepare at home. The recipes and items are carefully selected to our customers' wishes and delivered right to their doorstep, making it incredibly easy to still cook and eat healthy. Okay, well, that's essentially every food service. We would currently like to expand and also create an app with just recipes. Yikes. This way we can get people into cooking on their own terms, able to choose their own recipes and then choose if they want to order the ingredients to freshly drop service or just get them themselves by doing groceries. But there's already an app. We already have that for Pinterest. We'd like you to design the interface of this app. I don't want to do that. Okay. Let's keep it moving. So this is web. I'm Casper. Love the name. I'm writing to you in regard to our company, Arctic Travels, a traveling agency that focuses on skiing and snowboarding holidays. Okay. On our website, arctictravels.com, clients can easily plan their trip, how they use Arctic Track, ask questions, to assist with travel agents when necessary, luxurious quality, as well as getting the best possible price. I'm currently looking for a web designer. Ask you to design us a landing page for the website. I'd like to take your inspiration from Expedia's website. I think that would be a nice design for their landing page. I would like to use inspiring photos on this page that fit our travel agency's image. I also want it to say, plan the perfect winter trip as a headline with the under, easily plan. Okay, underneath, book here. We also went through a few options, regions, lodging, resort, and passes, and underneath those options, the same TT as before to really make it attractive to start booking their trips. I would like use cool toned colors. Okay, so I like this one too. This is a fun brief. I would say I'd like you to take inspiration from Expedia's website. I'm not really a fan when when someone tells us to copy someone else's design take for their own brand, especially because we don't really know the strategy behind why other people's things were created and if that strategy fits yours, right? So that's kind of not a big fan of that. But since we're just practicing today, let's go ahead and copy some people's shit. Let's be real. Okay, so let's have Arctic Travels up and then let's do this one. This is UX again. I don't want to do those. All right. So it looks like, I guess we could also do some logos, huh? All right. Okay, we got two more options. So we are an up-and-coming startup based in Seattle that develops smart mattresses called Somnum. Our business is still very young as we have just finished the Kickstarter campaign for our Bluetooth-enabled mattress to track your sleep. Oh, that's cool. We don't have a good logo yet, and we actually need one before the end of the week. Yeesh. Because the pre-ordered mattresses are going into production next week. Brilliant. We would like to have a simple, easily recognizable icon for our logo. The logo should be able to easily embroidered on the mattress, so nothing complex. We're already developing an app, so it should work on smaller screens. The icon should appear fun and not too serious. And then they've provided us some logos that they like. Okay. So my little snippy snip about this one is this. We don't have a good logo yet, and we actually need one before the end of the week because they're going into production next week. This reminds me of that saying that your lack of planning does not mean that my shit's gonna be on fire, right? So if you're literally going into production for your mattresses, your logo should have probably been done beforehand, right? So it's always good to do planning before you head to your graphic designer, because if you want your shit done immediately, there's going to be a price there, right? It's like that little triangle where it's good, fast, and cheap, and you can only choose two. That's what this reminds me of. They want good and fast. So it's going to be very expensive. So something to consider when you're thinking of going and getting some design work done is that little triangle, because you only get two of them. Okay, last one. And then I promise we will get started. I came by some of your work online and love it. The reason I'm contacting you is that I need a logo for my personal brand and was wondering if you can help me out with that. I don't have a very high budget, so I would prefer if you don't spend too much time on it. See, our little triangle. I like this. I'm a children's book illustrator and I need a logo of my own name for my website, social media, possibly to use my books. What I'd like is my name, Michelle, displayed like it was written with a pencil or brush or anything like that. It'd be perfect if you could create the logo without using a font because I'd like it to be unique. All right. Love this one. However, we are not coming up with our own typography today. It's just not happening, right? So we're going to get rid of that one. And now we have Jennifer's Heaven, which is the florist company. Or, so we would be designing a business card for this one. Or Arctic Travels, which is like the snowy escape booking website. This one we would be doing a landing page. And then Somnum, we would be doing a logo for a company like Casper, Helix, Sleep Tough, and Needle. So I would love to hear which one you want to see. I will say I'm kind of liking the business card. I don't do them very often, nor do I get asked to. So that might be fun to practice. And then a website might be cool too. I think the last time we did a website, we did, I think it was like that beer or wine company. I think. And then a logo. So we have business card, website, logo. Let's do the business card. All right. So we're going to do Jennifer Heaven as our brief. So I'm going to hop into Canva. And they already have a template. I'm feeling this side. Oh, no, not that one. Hold on. I want this size. All right, so business card, and we want it to be portrait. Okay. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's just pick out kind of the bits and pieces from this that we actually need. So this will kind of just help me remember the look that they're wanting without having to like continue to go back and forth. So I'm going to write the brief here for now. And then the information they want listed. Okay. And I think there was one, oh yeah, okay, rounded edges. All right. Okie dokie. So this is our brief. So they want it to be clear that they are florists, not overly colorful and childish. Oh my gosh, Octane is going to come to say hi. What are you going to do? Hi, my love. Okay, quite a bit more high end. They want Jennifer's Heaven, obviously, on the card, the phone number, email. They want it to have a heavenly look and rounded edges. Hi, Octane. Can you make a decision what you want to do? Pretty please. Do you want to lay here? Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm going to move my Chester hot Cheeto chips. Don't judge me. All right. You got to make a decision, though. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. We're getting there. I promise. He's making up his mind. Okay. Oh, but then he covers my design. All right, hold on. We're going to have to kick Octane off today. Lord Almighty. Okay. Whew. We're back. So, florishly, not overly colorful and childish. They're quite a bit more high end. Jennifer's Heaven, phone number, email, and heavenly. All right. We got the brief. First, what I want to do is get some colors. They did not give us any colors, so I guess that's where we'll start. Ooh. So the first thing that I want to do is check out high-end florists. So, because they didn't even give us a brand. Like we got nothing. So let's do some research. All right, let's take a look at some things. Ooh, I love that color. Okay. One down. 5 more to go. So since we know that this is a luxury brand and they don't want a lot of color, it's going to be probably pastel is my guess. I'm going to probably use a lot of lighter tones and then maybe like a dark, deep green as like the main color. That's just kind of what my vibe's thinking, but it's always good to do. Oh, but it is heavenly. Okay, never mind. So I'm going to go in the other direction, not green. Since the brand is heavenly, I'm actually going to do blue. So let's see. None of those. It says let's try. So let's type in blue and see. Oh, perfect. That is what I was thinking. And then maybe Okay. So this is the branding that we're going to use. And then let's look at fonts. I don't like this font at all. So let's get rid of this. Ooh, I like this font. That's nice. Interesting. So it looks like they're only using that font for the logo. Let's pull and see what this is. Hmm. You know what song is running through my head right now? Doja Cat's "She's a Devil, She's Value." I said what I said. I just watched that's better. Her performance. I think it was at the VMAs, and I'm not going to replay it just because I get copyrighted way too much for music. Oh, which reminds me, let me put on some really quick. Yeah, so I get copyrighted for music so much on the podcast because I just love music and they like never let me play it. Ugh, life's so hard. But Doja Cat killed that performance. Like, I have not seen a performance like that in so long. I was very happy. She did so good. I wonder if I can show at least like I'll just show images. Well, like, it was just so good. She had like these little demons, her demons, like behind her, copying everything that she did. It was so amazing. And then for like the paint the town red, she also had like all this wind going around and all of this trash, and it was so cool. Yeah, that was my face. 100%. I was just like, this is such an amazing performance. Oh, so good. If you have a minute, I would recommend checking it out. It was so good. Ooh, I like this one. So good. Oh, I also used Boston Angel recently as well. That was a really pretty one. This is kind of cool. Well, it doesn't really work with this one. So something I am not going to work on today, which if you are designing your own, is to make sure that you check how small your text is, because like, to me, this is way too small for things to be read easily when it's printed. I would suggest like 16-point font. But that's just me. I tend to make things a lot larger, but print them out before you like send them off to like a real printer or like Vistaprint, for example. Like, mock up the design sizes in Canva really quick and then just print it, and make sure to make them as large as you can. and where it's still legible. Oh, that one's kind of pretty too. So I have to remember, we're going cloud vibes, floristry, and heaven, which I'm gonna be honest, heavenly, anything like that is not really something I design for often. So that's why we're doing. Oh, that's a really cool font. Oh, I really like this. Not for this project, but I have to remember Black Mango. It might be easier if I see the actual words. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. I really need to get some more music on my StreamYard account. I have heard this. So, do we go safe and just do Playfair? I mean, this one never fails, but it's also boring. It's used so much. Okay, hold on. Let's see these. Here's some options. Playfair always looks so freaking nice, but it's just such a boring one. So let's keep looking. I do kind of like Radley. Although Lustria, it's pretty nice too. Okay, let's get rid of this. This is just an easy one. Do, do, do. I think I like Radley better. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with Radley. All right, so we now have our font and our color selected. I think we can start designing now. So we're going to do two. We're going to design the front, and we're also going to design the back. Oh my gosh, I have a story, my friends. So, a few days ago, a kitten appeared in our alleyway, right? Magically, randomly. We have no idea how. or why. Oh, okay. Done. I love that so much. What the heck did I just do? Oh, I made everything blur. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. So randomly, this dang kitten showed up in the house. Not in the house, in the alleyway. And it only, like, you can only tell the cat's there, the kitten is there at night. It just starts screaming out of control, right? And so the first night I heard it, I was just like, there's no way, like, my boyfriend's gonna let me, like, bring this cat in the house. So I'm just gonna have to get over it, right? And it kept me up all night, and I was so sad. And then the next morning, I told my boyfriend about it, and I was like, yeah. So there's a kitten outside, and it's just sad all the night, like the whole night. It's all by itself. And my boyfriend was just kind of like, well, if you can catch it, then we can keep it, right? And we can take it to the vet and make sure everything's golden. I'm like, okay. So this starts my kitten journey. So I have been trying to catch this cat for the last few days, and I have to say I failed miserably. I have like a cat cage outside in the alley. That's like working, or that I have like get food in. So I'm hoping like it'll see the food and get comfortable in the thing and just like stay there. And then I also have like food on a different area, and this security guard at the next building also knows about the cat now. So like he's also helping, like trying to help me catch this cat. And like catching cats in the wild in general, in anywhere, right, in suburbia or anything like that, is really hard to do because they're just so freaking agile, right? But I've only ever caught stray cats in suburbia. I've never tried to catch cats in a city, and it is like 50 times harder, especially where we live in this city, because it's like city, and so everything is like fenced off and locked away. And so like this kitten can just like weave in and out of the house, like the buildings, and like there's nothing I can do. I can't like hop these fences and get the cat in the next building. And so it's been awful. And I've been so tired in this whole past week. I've been utterly useless. I have been sleeping so much. And I just can't imagine how this little kitty cat is feeling all by himself. And like, no one's around to help him. And it just makes me so sad. So hopefully we catch the damn cat. That is absolutely the goal. Is this gonna happen? With the way it's been going? No. Not at all. But I do hope it does. I'm also gonna call animal control on Monday to see if they can help as well, because I don't know, this poor cat, like I just feel so sad about it. Okay, so let's leave the back of the card like this for now. Didn't I just create I guess I didn't. Okay. They did say they want to make it clear that they're in floristry, and not a damn thing about this screams floristry. So we'll get back to that. right. Two. Do, do, do. Man, I'm getting really hungry. What was his name? Oh, Malcolm. Okay. I don't know his last name, so we're just gonna put last name. Okay, so we have the details. So let's get some inspo. I like this idea with just having just a tiny bit of like this with like a little bit of the floral, just because with the luxury aspect, like a lot of this is just, it's too much. We need it to be clean, simple. I'm sorry about the chair squeaking. One of these days I'll fix it. Let's see. So I liked the idea of that galaxy look that we had, like this one, but I don't like the yellow. So what if we put galaxy and see what we come up with? No, I do think it's gonna be more stars. Okay. So again, our brief was clear that they are florists and not overly colorful and childish, high end compared to other florists. They wanted their information heavenly look and rounded edges. And then this is the color scheme that we came up with in the text because the brief did not include a brand. So we're creating our own, essentially. Now, this is the front, and this is the back. So what is catching me is to make it clear that they are florists. So let's do I like that. I have an idea. What if we actually take this Oh no, because the yellow doesn't show up very well. That's right. Okay, what if... Stay with me here. What if we do something else? What if we put this color? Oh no, that color. Oh, that's a different color altogether. Okay, we'll do this one. And then we'll add this to back. There we go. And what if we did this in white? Oh, dear God, no. Okay, not white. Awful. That was a bad idea. But what I'm thinking is we use an image. So let's pretend, right, that maybe they gave us some flourish, like some floral imagery. And instead, the background for the front is floral. And then we have this as the back. I think that is a much better idea. Good job. Good job, Taylor. Okay, I got it. I have the vision. Now we just need to get there. Oh, that's cute. So, what was it again? They wanted soft colors, right? Yeah, okay. So let's find... Let's see what we have. And then we're also going heavenly. So I'm kind of feeling blue. I don't know. To me, heavenly feels blue. But there's also kind of like ethereal, which is kind of like pink, but with the colors that we're going for, what if we just do blue? I really like that. Okay. And for the back of the card, then that works because the front is where we get its very floral. And then if they were to print this not on normal paper, but on like a stock kind of paper where it's a little bit textured, I think that would be really, really pretty. And then maybe we can even change... If we go to position, layers, and then match these blues, I think that would be pretty. Especially because, again, we don't have a brand board. So we get to kind of create the colors ourselves, which is kind of rare. Let's make sure we save because I do want to refresh this because it's not picking up the colors here. All right, so let's go to position. We want layers, blue. Okay. Maybe real quick, we'll just add this image and then... Oh, and see if then it'll let us pick us up. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. All right. Nice. And then let's get rid of that. And ungroup this for a second. And then add you up here. Okay. All right. Let's take a final look at our brief. We have floristry. Boom. Not overly colorful and childish. Boom. Definitely not overly colorful. We stayed to one color palette and then it just adjusted the tint and the shades to stay in that blue heavenly kind of feel. High end. I think we did that by keeping it all very simple and not adding too much design to it. They wanted the name of the business, the phone number, and email. We got that. Heavenly look, I think we got that. And rounded edges. If we take a look, so with the logo here, right, everything is very rounded. Like even with the V, it doesn't really come to a point. It's quite shaped. And then if we look at our flowers, they're all nice and rounded edges. So that is really good. We look here, our flowers are nice rounded edges. So I think we were able to do that successfully as well. And just to give it a little bit more of like an ethereal feel, we have very light touches of stars in the background, but very, very faintly. So I think that just adds a little bit more texture and slight fun to this design. Now, if we do, let's see if they'll let us. Oh yeah. Okay. So now we can see what it would look like printed. And I think, let's see, can we change it? I won't let us. Won't let us be, but here we go. I think these are super cute and I think they fit. Oh, I messed up. Sorry. I think they meet the brief very, very well. That line is driving me nuts, but it's just the way they're showing up. That line doesn't exist really. It's just how the mock-up looks, but I like it. I think it's perfect. And we also know that it's so cute. All right. We're done with this. So let's go ahead and put the brief away. So we have a business card and let's wrap up with reading their brief one last time. And then we'll go into when to break the mold and when to stay safe in your designs. So, and this is really catered toward if you are a business owner, when should you do that? It's not catered to designers because we know this in like our strategies and our courses and colleges and things that we take. But I thought it would be really good for business owners to kind of know when you should do that. So like when your designer is making these decisions, you kind of know where we're coming from on our end as to why we might push back if you want to go balls to the walls on something, essentially. So, hi, my name is Malcolm. I'm the co-owner of our floristry company, Jennifer's Heaven, named after his wife, or their wife. And we are currently looking for new ways to expand our business. First, we want to find new potential investors and get a little bit more status within the floral business. In order to do so, we need to elevate the image of our company, and with that, redesign our business card. Our current card is quite old and designed by me, and I'm by no means a designer. Therefore, we are currently seeking out help with the design and getting it professionally done by someone who's more specialized than me this time. We would like it to be clear that we are floristry while maintaining a very professional look. We do not want it to be overly colorful and childish, since we were a bit more high-end compared to other florists. We want the card, of course, to say their brand name, but also that we are a floristry, our phone number, and our email. Most of the design choice can leave to you. However, it'd be nice to give the card a bit of a heavenly look to play off the business name. They'd also like rounded edges to make it more like a cloud. So one thing I missed in the brief is this part. So let's add that in really quick. Oh. Okay, and then let's also make sure we get that on the front of the card as well. Okay, there we go. So now we have everything that they had requested on the brief. So I did want to talk just a little bit today about some things that have been going through my mind. Related to breaking the mold, right? So let me stop sharing and then I'll add my screen to Chrome tab. Share. Okay. Awesome. So I am just going to have it kind of showing that when I'm talking. But so it's a little bigger. All right. Yay. Okay. So when to break the mold, right? So when you should break the mold, I'm going to list a couple examples of when this could be really beneficial, and then we'll dive into when I just don't recommend that you should, right? So if you want to stand out, easiest reason, right? But here's some reasons as to like why if you want to stand out. So if your business operates in a crowded market, going with a unique design can help differentiate you from the herd, right? So think of it like wearing a neon suit to a black tie event. You're bound to get noticed. However, there is a side note here. If the strategy in your industry or market makes sense and is a great strategy, the goal should be to work inside the mold, but create an unforgettable brand within it. And I think where the real skill comes in is knowing when you need to stand out and when you need to work in the mold, but just make it unforgettable within that mold, right? So your designer will be able to really help you determine at what point do you need to like wear the neon tie, the neon suit, or when you really should go black tie, but maybe wear a pop of orange in your pocket square, or your tie itself might be that, or maybe you're going to wear some funky socks. Maybe you're going to wear a pop of color in your high heels, right? So when to do that, a great designer will really know when. But that would be one. B. All right, another reason. When launching a new product or service. So this is your opportunity to show your audience something they haven't seen before. A fresh, out-of-the-box design approach could set the perfect tone for your innovative offering. Sometimes, which this is really cool, a new product suite can have its own branding within your original brand, which is so fun when it's done correctly. So like you have like your overarching brand, right? But then you come up with like a new product offering or a new suite of products, and they can have their own brand on top of it, which is super fun. So a way to think about this would be like, we could look at cosmetic companies. They're excellent at this. So Maybelline, right, has its own brand. But then each collection or season, they will come up with a product line that has its own design style and its own taste, right? Kylie Cosmetics also does this. They have that pink branding. But whenever she does a new collection, that collection has a theme and the design follows that theme. So that's a way to look at like when you're launching a new product or service, how you can really like break that mold. Which is something really fun. And even service-based entrepreneurs can do that kind of model, which it's really fun to see it when it's done well. The next one would be to appeal to like a niche. So if you're targeting a younger or more avant-garde customer base, a bolder design might be more up their alley. Think of it as like translating your customer's vibe into like a visual format. So a really good example of this is Poppy, right? They're targeting, from what I can see, like millennials and Gen Z. And so between those two areas, going bold and fun is amazing when all other soda brands, not all, but most, are very fucking boring. Like Coke is just red, Pepsi's just blue, Squirt is like a yellowy, very basic in the way that it's branded, even though it's a pop of color, it's just boring. 7-Up's boring green. So like all of these sodas, it gave Poppy like the perfect chance to really go in the opposite direction and break that mold, and it made sense because of their target audience. If your brand story calls for it, right? This is another reason as to why you should break the mold. So does your brand have a quirky, unconventional story? If it does, then by all means, let your designs be as original as your journey. And these are really the 4 main ways of when you should break that mold, right? So if you need to stand out and there's like no strategy in your industry on being boring, then go for it. If you're launching a new product or service, you can go crazy, possibly. And then to appeal to your niche, and if your brand story calls for it. So with any of these reasons, I highly, highly recommend, if you're going to go outside of that box, use a professional to do it though. Otherwise, it might just look a little wild and not really resonate with anyone, because even if you are breaking the mold, it still needs a strategy. You can't just kind of choose whatever you want and do it from there. It needs to all be anchored in strategy. So the next one is when you should stay safe in your design. So these are the reasons, right? So if your branding is already established, if your business has an established and well-liked branding scheme, going rogue with a new design might not sit well with your existing customer base. In other words, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So if your branding is already working and it's doing everything that it should be, just because you're bored does not mean you should break the mold. Not a good idea. Next, if there's a regulatory environment, right? So if your business operates within a highly regulated industry, healthcare, finance, it may be wise to stick to tried and true design schemes to maintain a sense of credibility and professionalism. I would say in those industries, more times than not, staying in the mold makes sense, specifically for healthcare and finance. Now, as I said, there might be instances where going outside of it would work, even in a regulatory environment. But for the most part, it makes sense to stay within the mold for them. When clarity is key. So if your service or product is complex, keep the design simple, right? You don't want your design to overshadow or complicate what you're selling. So this also is important for photographers in general. So even though what they're selling is not complicated, their main product is the damn photos. So if they were to overshadow their own photography work with insane design choices, then it defeats the purpose of what they're actually selling, right? Which is just the product, the photos. So the photos should be the things that pop for photographers, for example, right? They need to be the star of the show. Clarity is so key. So that would be another example of when you want to play safe. Now, when I say play safe, I don't mean be boring, right? I just mean you don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater and just completely take everything that your industry's doing and just be like, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. I want bold and crazy. If you're in finance and they usually choose blue and green and you decide, no, I'm going to go orange, but there's no other reason than you like orange, not good. Not a good idea, right? So that is what I mean. Even if we're playing safe, we still are adding the bright orange tie, right? Or the really cute high heels that are hot pink, or the pocket square with a bunch of fun patterns. So we're still adding unforgettableness to the brand, even when we're staying safe. We're just not throwing the baby out with the bathwater when we decide to do that. The next is budget constraints. So custom designs can be costly. If you're working with a limited budget, leveraging existing design templates or themes can yield an attractive yet budget-friendly result. And I'll kind of go into that in a little bit more, but essentially breaking mold should be done by professional branders and designers who know the complex rules and strategies behind it. So I wouldn't recommend hopping into Canva and just creating something by yourself. Now, what you can do, if you want to break the mold and all of these reasons make sense, and you can't afford a custom design, then go find your favorite designers and look for templates from them. I'm sure they have Canva templates that they've created, and there's a strategy behind the templates they've created, and then adjust those templates for you. That would be a way to save money while doing that, is to use other designers' templates and then leveraging them for your own brand. But I wouldn't just start off scratch like we did today for that business card from that fake brief and trying to do it by yourself. I would definitely use a template if you can. So the last one is for client preferences. So you know your clients and customers the best, right? Designers, copywriters, all of us, we only know based off what you tell us. And then from there, we do our own research. But bad info in, bad info out. So you do want to make sure that you do know your clients the best. Research them as much as possible. Really get clear on who they are. And then that way, all of the rest of this just comes so much easier. So if they prefer traditional styles, give them what they want. If they want modern and really clean design, give that to them, right? Like if they like Poppy's brand or Kylie Cosmetics brand, then it's like, you know that you can be a little bit more Poppy than say someone who has clients that prefer traditional styles. So and to recap the when to break the mold, right now we're actually going through when to stay it safe. So if you have established branding, if you're in a regulatory environment, if clarity is essential for what you sell, if you have budget constraints, and then depending on your client's preferences, right? So that's when you want to stay safe. So whether you're shaking it up or keeping it classic, the most important thing is that your design serves your business goals and resonates with your customers. It's like cooking. Spices are great, but if you're supposed to use lamb and you used a pork chop instead, the whole thing doesn't matter. So that is where we are. That is episode 11 of the Gray Area Design Podcast. And I am so excited that we did this. I think going forward, I'm going to do the fake design brief. That was really, really challenging for me and really fun. They gave us pretty much like no information, no branding, and we just had to wing it. So that was a blast. I'm really excited. As always, my name is Taylor D. Lewis. I am the owner of Launch House Co. We do web design, email design, and website maintenance specifically for WordPress websites. Oh, okay, hold on. Before I go, I need to say this because I've been holding this in for a very long time. So this has nothing to do with design. I'm just being petty and mad. And that's kind of where I'm going to start this. So I love Rihanna. I have been a fan of her since like Sunshine Girl. I love everything that she does. And I have a ton of her cosmetic line, like so much of it. Right now, I'm wearing one of her colors of her lipsticks. I can't remember what the shade is. I will find it though, and I'll let you know. It's awful. Just the lip. Everything else is amazing that she has of this line. But I will say this lipstick fucking sucks. It smears so easy. It comes off all the time. Like I literally just put this on and it's like already coming. Like if I were to do this, what nonsense is that? Like this is dry and it just comes off like that. This is not it, sis. This is not it. Like I have been holding this in forever because I love Rihanna and I never ever want to talk bad about anything that she ever does. But this lipstick makes me pissed. I've had it for, I think, little less than a year at this point, and I just love the color so much that I continue to wear it. But every 2 hours, I have to touch it up. So once it's expired, because I won't use it enough to actually use it, I will absolutely be going back to Stila Cosmetics matte lipsticks because they don't do this shit. They don't transfer. They don't wipe off. I'm all worked up about it. But I just had to share that with you because I haven't told anyone. I'm so mad. Anyway, I promise. All right, I'm actually now leaving. I hope you have an excellent day. Do not buy Rihanna's red lipstick from Fenty Beauty. Not it. Everything else is amazing though. It's beautiful and she knocked it out of the park, but she needs to go back to the formula on her matte lipsticks. All right. I will see you guys next week. I am so excited. I am behind on creating my Tuesday video, but I'm hoping to get that done today or Monday, so it does go up on Tuesday. I'll see you all next weekend for the live. Bye.